from Tyler Oliveira. I investigated the city that made being gay illegal. This title is just a lie. A city did not make being gay illegal. A city, a predominantly Muslim city, banned the display of pride flags on public property. Meaning you can still display it on private property, you can still be gay, just can't display pride flag on public property. Now, I still think that's dumb. I'm still against it, but that is a far cry from I investigated the city that made being gay illegal. This is like dead, like radioactive levels of clickbaiting. But still, it's an interesting video. It's an interesting conversation. The first like 5 minutes is him, 6 minutes, talking to people at Pride, like being very sexual and be like, yeah, there's kids here. And they're like, well, you know, that's Pride. And then it gets into that. I actually don't know. We're on Twitch, and I know the content moderation is probably not going to be too happy of a bunch of shirtless people with their balls out and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna skip the Pride segment. I can give you a rundown of what happens. Basically, he goes to a Pride event and he finds people who have their boobs out or they have their, you know, schlong out, and he's like, yo, why are you showing this at the Pride event? And he did this like, he was like, I want to talk to one side of the conversation about the Pride flag. He went to a Pride event and he interviewed people who were like being nude in public. I don't know if that was necessarily
morally corrupt,
the best
man.
One side of the conversation to have. I think it probably would have been better to like, I don't know, talk to like UC like some like free speech organizations. Talk to some organizations, maybe like, I don't know, like FIRE or just like some organization that concerns itself with free speech and fighting free speech cases. I think that would probably be the thing I would have gone for if we're talking about banning the display of a flag, right? Maybe talk to activists then instead of like going to these events and purposely finding the most ridiculous people possible, right? Or the people who like act sexual at these Pride events. At the very least, I would have preferred if after he did that, he went and did that. But I understand. You know, you find the people, you find the people. You find people who you find when you're out doing field journalism. And I have no reason I can say like, oh, he deceptively only showed the crazies or anything, because he talks to some like people who are not like being sexual in public as well. But we're going to skip that section. We're going to go to the other section because Twitch and Twitch content moderation. Bobby Duke, thank you so much for the tier 1 and being sub for 17 months. So let's skip to, yeah, here.
After hearing the opinions of the LGBT community, I drove to Hamtramck, where they banned the hanging of the pride flag in public, and I immediately noticed countless hijabs and, surprisingly, pride flags. There are a lot of gay flags out here, actually. I wonder if that's in direct response to what's going on out here. So I knocked on the door of the first house I saw hanging the pride flag. Hi! We were wondering if you'd be willing to speak about the whole gay flag ban.
They said that they didn't want to fly the flag on public property.
Okay.
So this is private property.
Got it.
I would say that it's kind of controversial. There's a lot of pushback against gays in general.
Okay. And is that because this is a predominantly Muslim community out here?
I think that's part of it.
Do you think the mayor is a controversial figure after this?
He is with me.
For context, Amer Ghabib is the mayor of this town and made headlines for being the first Muslim mayor in a U.S. city. And he recently entered controversy after defending the city council's unanimous decision to ban the display of the LGBT flag in city property. But what did the Muslim community think of this decision? How you guys doing? What are you guys' thoughts on this gay flag ban thing?
I don't really care about it.
You don't even care?
Two genders, you know.
Two genders, okay.
Why they adding the third, you know?
So they're trying to...
The third gender. We all know the third gender. I mean, we all know the third gender, so we might as well not even say it, right? It'd be, you know, it'd be stupid of me to even, like, say it, since we all know what the third gender obviously is. Obviously.
Inject their values into your guys' community? Is that kind of how you feel, or?
No, I mean, they were here before us, but, like, at the same time, it's like, why are you making it such a big thing? You could just live your life in peace, and then we live ours in peace. Just don't go knocking on people's doors and yelling at other people like Muslims. They be putting flags in,
The Freudian slip. God, the Freudian slip. Look, I understand if you're not gay or you're not queer and you see these pride events that are very loud and proud, which is the purpose, it is to put as much gayness out into the space as possible. to kind of like diffuse it into society almost in a way basically like, we're here, we're queer, and we ain't going anywhere. And then if you see that, you're like, well, you know, they're here, they're queer, and they ain't going anywhere. They seem to be, you know, it raises not only awareness of the community's existence, but gives them representation in the community. You know you're there, and it normalizes them. That's at least, I think, a part of Pride, or I think the most useful part of Pride for me. Some people use it for other things as well. For other people, it can be a kink event, depending on the type of Pride event you go to. A lot of people try to display like all Pride events as kink events, or they'll go to kink events and they'll try to display it as Pride events, even though a lot of times they're not even Pride events in the first place, it's just kink events. But there's different types of Pride events. It's part of the reason why I wish he went to, I don't know, even if he was going to go to one of those types of Pride events, go to like some like activists for the LGBT community who work on the free speech angle, or work or working against the flag ban. I would prefer that probably. But my point is, the whole point of it is to be loud and proud for like a day and go out there and be out in the community and showing that pride, right? Now, people care when gay people do it. But when the Italians had their marches, and they have marches in New York City, depending on the communities, they have marches to celebrate different like Italian celebrations, or they have cultural events and stuff like that. When people go out and have giant religious events and stuff like that, you don't see the same amount of backlash. Like he said, oh, why you have to make it be so loud and proud and spread it and stuff like that? If you say that as a religious person, I'm going to laugh in your face. I'm going to. Because all religions, all Abrahamic religions at least, all major Abrahamic religions are actively like spread the faith. At least Islam and Christianity. I'm not as familiar with Judaism, right? But in Islam and Christianity, it's very much like, yeah, spread the faith, right? So I always find that very ridiculous. Like, oh, stop putting this in everyone's face. But if somebody's truly religious, they'll never give up the opportunity to convert someone. And with homosexuality, it's not as simple as like, you're gay now. Ah, you touched me, you gave me the gay. A lot of it's more interested in, could you not hate us and allow us to, you know, marry who we love, and allow us to adopt who we want, you know, children, and allow us to function in society as a free and equal member. So I always just find that quite silly.
Private property.
Really? Oh, so people are putting flags in like your guys' houses?
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy. Okay, so we have another flag over there. Could be interesting. Maybe they have some thoughts.
Not happy with the ban. I believe it to be unconstitutional. We've had 3 flags torn off
Really?
our porch.
Yeah, the first time they ripped the flag, and then the next 2 times they actually jumped on the pole and broke the brackets. So that's a new one.
We saw them. They were, you know, probably 16, 17, 18. I believe hate is being taught to the kids. I'm not teaching hate against Muslims. Muslims should not be teaching hate against gay people.
Okay. So is there like an invisible tension out here right now that otherwise did not exist?
Tension is, I think, between the gay community and council.
Got it.
We don't blame our neighbors for this.
I see.
There are slurs going on.
Okay.
You know, people are being called the F word and various other things.
Publicly?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where does that come from? It's being taught. I think it's being taught from the mosque, from the pulpit.
Interesting. Okay.
They had
So
young people
yeah.
at the polls screaming, "Kill the flag," during the voting.
After hearing from both
Jesus Christ, really? Okay, it was already pretty bad, like tearing down of the flags and vandalizing. That's already pretty bad, right? You had the one kid kind of slip out the F slur earlier. I mean, you know, could have been a slip of the tongue, could have been for your slip, who knows? But that's really bad. Like at a big location, like a voting booth or something, or like a location where people go to vote, being proud or feeling comfortable enough to say that in public, and like not get your ass beat, or not be shunned from the community, or not get at least a strong enough negative reaction to stop that type of behavior. That's really bad. And that's a show of of an underlying homophobia that's really like it dug itself into a community.
sides, I began to walk to the town hall to see if I could talk to the city council that unanimously voted for the flag ban, when out of nowhere an old man screamed at me through his door. What's up? What's up? What's up? We're just walking around talking to the people that live here. Ask them about this gay flag thing.
I think this is the United States of America,
Yeah.
and we can fly any flag we want. That's the nature of this country, and I'm frustrated that they won't sit down on both sides and discuss matters and come to a reasonable result.
And mid-spiel, these Muslim teenagers pulled up and asked what we were filming. How you guys doing?
So now that the more I'm thinking about that statement earlier from these teenagers actually was, you know, just don't put it in our face, or like, why we don't even see why it's an issue. But that's the thing that gets me, because they banned the flag. So it was the council that declared that homosexuality was an issue, and that made it an issue on public property, and made representation for LGBT people an issue on public property. It wouldn't have been an issue if they didn't introduce the ban in the first place. So is it the LGBT people making it an issue, or is it the council making it an issue? It'd be like if I decided that I was going to ban a certain type of music, and then fans of that music were like, well, obviously, like, we don't like that you've decided that our specific type of music isn't allowed to be played on public property, but all the other types, like, that's fine. That's what's the, you know, this is a problem, right? And then out of nowhere, people are like, wait, it's like, why are you making this an issue? They didn't make it the issue. The people who instituted the ban made it the issue.
Let's talk to these guys real quick.
What's the video today?
We're investigating the gay flag ban thing.
Oh, yeah.
We go egg the flag. We gotta go egg the flag.
Really?
Yeah. Right now.
You guys are about to go egg flag.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't know if this is the best idea, boys. The old man seemed to recognize these kids, so they pulled over and things got crazy. Maybe not the best.
Dude, how stupid is it not only to do this, but then admit to doing it on camera? Like, there's no way that somebody didn't try to file a police. How many views did this video get? 2.3. I think somebody would have tried to see this video. Like, I'm gonna see if I can file a police report for vandalism. Like, this is really stupid, man. Could you imagine, like, you know, like those old like 1980s movies where people go to houses and like TP them? Do you ever see in those movies like people filming themselves doing that? And like, man, I can't wait to send this to the local news station. No, because that'd be really, really stupid. That'd be really, really stupid. But they see a camera and immediately like, crime. We're going to go commit crime to locals motivated by hate. Please film us as we go commit crime. Like, so stupid, man. But they're like all 16, 17, so that isn't that surprising that they're really, really stupid.
Idea. I don't know about this one, boys. So why'd you guys come out here?
We seen you and then we was not sure it was you.
It's me. What are you guys up to right now? You guys are throwing eggs around?
No, it was his idea.
So you see that flag right there?
I see that, yeah.
That's some gay, bro.
Okay.
Right? And we don't mess.
What am I supposed to take? You see the flag, the LGBT flag? That's gay. Okay? You see that Nigerian flag? That's African. You see, yes, it is. Okay?
That. We don't mess with that, right? So our religion is, oh yeah, he visited our classroom.
Apparently, this old man used to work at the school these kids attended, and the most unexpected debate began.
Look at that, a real hippie, American hippie. You guys, freedom is what this country is about.
So you guys don't support that? You guys don't support the flag?
We're Muslims.
All right, in my science class, right?
Yeah.
They told me there's something called the XX chromosome and an XY chromosome.
Sure.
Right?
In this country, you can be who you want to be.
Yeah.
And this.
And if you want to stay here, adapt our ways, please. I was going to move to Ireland. I wasn't going to take my American ways there and try to make
Man, I'm
them
about
into
to move back
America.
to Yemen, bro.
You guys won't even listen, will you?
My teacher hung up a pride flag.
I was on your
right?
school board.
I took it down and I stole it.
I gave you money.
Wait, did he just admit to another crime? What?
Listen, I wasn't going to take my American ways there and try to make
Man,
them
I'm about
into
to move back
America.
to Yemen, bro.
You guys won't even listen, will you?
My teacher hung up a pride flag.
I was on your
right?
school board.
I took it down and I stole it.
I gave you.
Why is he just like, why are they like, we like to do vandalism. We are criminals. We like to steal. We are criminals. We are a good representation of our faith. We're a Muslim. So, you know, since we're Muslim, we are really strict about our faith. That's why we engage in vandalism and thievery, which, by the way, what's the punishment for thievery in Islam? I just want to, can anybody remind me what the punishment for thievery is? Because I don't believe it's a very nice, it's not like a, oof, that's pretty bad, buddy. Don't do that. Ooh, da, da, da. Yeah, so it's hard for me to take you saying, oh, we're Muslim. I take my faith very seriously. When you're actively, while condemning other people for being sinners, being a sinner yourself, engaging in sin, saying, I am a thief and I am proud of stealing. I am a vandal and I am proud of vandalism. These guys like are Muslim in the same way that like I'm a devout Christian, right? When it comes to like following the book by the letter, right? You might have like vaguely religious feelings like I do, due to like family history and stuff like that. But you're not following the book, man. You're not following the book when you go around and steal stuff. You're not following the book when you go around and vandalize stuff. That isn't following the book.
Your money. I was a boss of your school.
You were a boss, not anymore.
You act like a bunch of assholes.
Did you take your medicine?
I'm a minor.
Dude, this is why I really don't look. I don't say I hate children and hate teenagers, right? Because I'm very young. I can't. It would be too hypocritical. But the thing is, when somebody's under the age of 18, I feel I can't like interact with them, right? Because it's more difficult for me to interact with them. Definitely if they're snotty brats. Because if I interact with a snotty brat for too long, I can't hold back those types of comments. Like, you're a little fucking prick. You're a prick. Your mom probably should have hit you more. Like, and I can't say that, obviously. I can't say that. I get in trouble. That's why I don't work as a camp counselor anymore, because I couldn't hold myself back. I worked as a camp counselor for like one summer, couldn't do it. Because there was this kid coming up, they had like a rainbow, is actually connected to this kind of, had a rainbow necklace, and he'd come up and he would yank it as hard as he could. And like the teachers would see him, and I get so mad, and like my senses like immediately are like, you need to slap the hell out of this. My immediate bodily senses was to take my arm back, just go bam. But like obviously I don't, because it's a child. And I'm angry that he's disrespecting me in that way and do it. But I couldn't do anything. And that's why I can't work at a camp. Because the idea of like having somebody being able to do that to you, possibly multiple times a day, and you just gotta be like, okay, your parent, we're gonna tell your parent. I can't do that. And that's why I really respect camp counselors. That's why I really respect teachers, because I couldn't do their job. I couldn't do their job. No way, man. No way. And this is the thing I hate, is like, you act like an asshole. You go out, you engage in vandalism. You say, look, I'm a thief. You're like, I don't like those gays. Ew, ew, ew. And someone calls you an asshole because you're acting like an asshole. It's like, oh, but I'm a child. Okay, if you go out and you engage in this type of activity, thievery, okay, Mr. Devout Muslim, you go engage in vandalism, right? You act like an asshole. You're going to be called an asshole. And maybe this is a problem because it's the first adult that's been like honest to this kid about him acting like a brat. And maybe that's why he's having this reaction, but like, don't use your age as a shield from your like dumbass behavior. And honestly, I hope there's people in his life calling him an asshole. I hope his parents call him a little prick once in a while. I hope they say you're a little shit, right? Like yelling at him from across the room or something. I hope every once in a while they do that, because the last thing I want is whoever his family is. Then again, when I listen to the values he has, I don't know about, how well they're raising him.
Burns is an
a thief,
immoral,
vandal, homophobe. I don't know if that's the
man.
best upbringing at home. And I don't want to make assumptions because I don't know the family life. But you need to make sure that you don't let a kid go unchecked when they engage in this behavior, or they're going to grow up to be not a minor asshole, but a major asshole, an adult asshole, an asshole with a license, an asshole with the ability to purchase guns, an asshole with the ability to drink, an asshole with the ability to go get jobs and possibly bosses over people and be a member of the economy and be responsible for other people and have to contribute to public service. So you need to call your kid a little shit every once in a while and make sure they know they're being a little shit and feel bad about it too. You have to, because if not, if you don't let a kid know he's being a little shit when he engages in behavior like this type of behavior is just going to get bigger when they get older. As a kid, it's throwing eggs and being a little homophobe. When it's an adult, who knows what it could be. Gappy, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, being sub for 32 months. This is a really weird fanfic of yours, Dylan. Look, I'm just saying, I believe to a certain level, you need to be honest. I don't know if you need to call him an asshole specifically, but these kids are like 16, right? You can call them like little pricks. You can call them little bastards, You can call them like a bunch of mean names, and it's probably perfectly fine if they're acting like this, right? Like, they're old enough, they can deal with it. If they're old enough to go out and harass gay people, they're old enough to be called like little monsters. They're old enough to be called that, okay? You can they need a reality check. That's what these kids need. They need a reality check from their little insulated lives.
Girls with you, okay? Why aren't some females with you?
Hey, because that's hold on, bro. That's
treat females equally. That's what this country is about. You need to start treating your women correctly.
This shit I don't even understand. I don't I want to side with this old guy, but earlier he was like, if you don't want to assimilate here, go back to the old country. It's like, I agree with the sentiment that you should assimilate to the country's values that you're moving to, or at the very least, be aware of that when you're moving to a country and having to adapt to that. But also, like, these kids were born here, as far as I'm aware. Do we know if they were not born here? Was it just because their parents weren't born here? I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Also, they didn't say anything about females or women. I don't like that.
That's what this country is about. You need to start treating your women correctly. This country is freedom.
Yeah, it's freedom.
I just told you
We're
that.
talking about LGBTQ. You support
I
LGBT?
am.
Where you are LGBTQ?
What?
I'm not. I don't even know what those letters mean.
Hey, then what is the word?
Yeah, ha 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 ha. You sound like stupid young men. And if you are citizens, you have vowed by your word that you will support the Constitution of this country.
But listen. He's saying.
How about some words we can understand, gentlemen?
Yeah, okay.
But the Constitution tells us that we have religious belief. So what are we supposed to agree with you, but like disagree with another rule?
The Constitution doesn't say you can go steal private property. Actually, I think our law is pretty clear about, you know, private ownership of property, or go vandalize other people's property. I don't believe it said anything about that either.
Of the Constitution? What do you want us to do?
I want you to do what it says in the Constitution. Religion and politics have to be totally separate.
Are you infringing on their ability to be Muslim, is my question.
Hell no, I've gone to meetings, they voted for me.
When you said they voted for you, right? Who are you?
Richard Hiska
Okay.
was on the school board for years. You guys won't even let me finish.
Okay, my bad, go
Like, you guys have to start thinking for yourselves.
Okay, listen, we chose to come live here because the Constitution says we're allowed to have religious beliefs. And in our religion, it says to not support any kind of, like, it literally says do not support, like, a woman marries a woman or a guy marries a guy.
Is that haram?
That is, like, strictly forbidden. You do that, you go straight to hell.
Yeah, LGBTQ is not religion.
I was Catholic, I believe those. I used to.
So the question is there a certain through line where everyone can respect each other, even respecting the differences in the beliefs?
That's exactly what it says in our religion. In our religion, it says that we are not allowed to disrespect any other religions.
Okay.
We're not allowed to disrespect any other people.
Live that. Quit bullshitting and live it.
True! Finally, he dropped a truth bomb in all of the rambles. Finally, a truth bomb.
Need to cut out is when people try to show that they're gay.
Yeah.
They show it. Like you could be it, but like you don't have to show it.
Can we put this reverse for a moment? Yeah, okay, you can be Muslim. Just don't like talk about it. Don't show that you're Muslim. Like, why are you wearing a hijab in public? Don't show that. Why are you wearing, like, wait, what? You got this big mosque here. Like, that's really don't show that. Like, don't show that you're talking in public about being Muslim. What the fuck? That's your private life. Don't put that in the public. Get this Muslim shit out of here. Everybody would react to that like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Rightfully. But when it's the people you love, and that's a major aspect of someone's life, who they love. How do I not, if I'm married to a man and I want to walk down to the beach and relax with my husband, you know, as a couple, am I supposed to, as everybody else holds their hands, everybody else shows public affection, and that's been normal in the United States, that's normalized, right? That type of PDA, stuff like that. I am supposed to be like, no, I can't hold his hand. I can't show that. I don't want to push that on anyone. Everybody else pushes their uggo relationships and all their like if I have to look at the ugly straight couples kiss, then you got to look at me hold the hand of a man, okay? And I'm not trying to say I'm the prettiest man around, right? I'm just saying if I got to look at everything else, you got to look at my shit too, right? I'm not saying like go on the street and like have full anal sex or something, but when we say push it on people, it's just this makes you uncomfortable. Their lifestyle makes you uncomfortable, so you want them to put it away. You don't want it to be normalized. But that's out of the bottle. That's done, right? That's happened in the United States. And that's continue to happen in the United States. And we shouldn't have this hypocritical standard for straight relationships and gay relationships. It's ridiculous. Dank Pro, thank you for the tier 1. Means up for 22 months. I just saw a straight couple necking in the liquor store. I think they were trying to groom me. Obviously. It's forbidden. Strictly haram.
And like act like it and do it in public. Sir,
This is the United States.
Sir, you gotta understand this community is a Muslim community. It's full of Arabs, Bengali.
Nothing to do with cities or government. But
this city,
the rest of us alone.
we're leaving you alone. We're not doing nothing.
Bro, you said we're gonna tear that flag out.
You can't even reach that flag. What are you saying? We don't give a fuck about y'all.
I hate flags.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't care either. So why are you talking?
And there he's actively like, I'm such a devout Muslim. Eggs home, steal, like you're not. You're not the religious paradigm. You're not a soldier of God, okay? You're a teenager with a hate boner.
About these other. What was the plan with the eggs?
We was joking.
How you doing? Amidst all this yelling, I didn't realize the kid threw an egg at a house, which caused the guy to come out with a shotgun, cussing everyone out.
Oh snap! Oh snap! The gay army's coming out with a gun. The gays strike back. Oh snap!
What was that?
Mentally ill. He pulled a gun.
Got it. You pulled a gun? All right, maybe we split. Let's get out of here. Yeah, everyone. All right, let's go. Oh, all right. Oh.
And drive safely,
They just egged the house. That's what's happening here. Step by step. All right, one step forward.
That's it, yeah.
As we helped Richard and this other random dude on crutches back up the stairs, the debate was over and we assessed the damage. Hey there. Did they egg your house? Yeah, we'll go. All right, make sure everything's okay. We kind of witnessed an egging go down in real time. Try to dissuade the young lads from throwing the eggs, but 2 houses definitely got egged. I think it's ideal that everyone can get along, but seemingly not possible out here given the state of things. Also, whoever has the most viewed TikTok in 1 week using a clip from this video, I will
the grind. Anyway, like I just think they're all hypocrites. I mean, the kids are specifically hypocrites, but I also just think that anyone saying, oh, don't make this an issue, you made it an issue by instituting the ban. No one would be talking about it. There'd probably be a lot less LGBT flags in the community, which are being put up defiantly in response to the ban, if you didn't ban it in the first place. For example, I probably wouldn't have like a rainbow flag in my name if I knew it didn't piss off a lot of people or contribute in some way to normalization, right? I wouldn't, because I wouldn't feel a need to share that I'm, queer outside of maybe dating preferences, but I'm not really interested in dating somebody I meet on Twitter. Oh God, that would probably not go very well. Point is, like, the issue was made by the city council by instituting the ban. This isn't something that should be legislated. The bans on this specific flag, because if we're going to do that, then we're going to have to go through it's not just LGBT flags. You got to ban every single other type of flag outside of the American flag. You got to say something like that. But then what does that mean? Also, POW flags, flags of other nations, if you're doing like a cultural event or anything like that. Like, where do we put the line here? And it just seems like the gays, because we don't like them. And that's really, really stupid and hypocritical from those kids. Anyway, that's all I got to say about this.